Just have to document it. You got to document it.
And while we're waiting, we do have one of our newest magistrates in training to service the Spanish-speaking community. We got Dr. Chaplaincy here. And of course, Pastor Lugo in the back in his life. How you doing? Yes. And Pastor Lugo is good friends with one of my mentors and the ones that support us here in the city of Philadelphia, Mr. Angel Medina, with the Philadelphia Interfaith Partnership. So we really appreciate these two brothers to help out with the Spanish-speaking community, who a lot of times go underserviced because of the language barrier and cultural barrier. So we really welcome them because a lot of us need help in the city with their language barrier, as we've just witnessed with another community, you see. So, yeah, so we really appreciate them here. All right. That's the one I had before.
She came in after I was over.
All right. One moment.
This is unrelated today, right?
That's the one I need. That is hers, I think.
This is.
Yes.
Did you need her?
Not necessarily. So we also need court advocates. Any of you all that are passionate about family services and social services, we issue a lot of orders from this bench, yet we need folks that can walk people through those orders. A lot of our children and family members have been taken into foster care or taken by DHS, Department of Human Services. And so to bring restoration and wellness back to the family, we need advocates that can walk them through the parenting classes they have to take. It happens in the beginning. If you all know cases of DHS where children are being taken from home or moved from home, please call us in the beginning, because since we're here, DHS will come in and bring those children, and we can also help nip it in the bud, so to speak, before it goes into regular family court and becomes a big animal, and then you don't see your child in 3 months, the horror stories. So that is a big portion of what we're here for here at Philadelphia Interfaith Court. So, please give your information to our clerk here, Touch Your Life with Eel, and we will reach out to you for advocacy.
All right. Next case, Cheyenne Betha versus Shirley M. Walker. Manifest number 001-129-331-20151.
Good evening, Your Honor. How you doing?
How you doing?
Excellent. This is Shirley Bethel, pardon me. This is Shirley M. Walker. She was served today, and she failed to appear, so we need to move forward. She was acknowledged service and everything. For whatever reason, she did not appear. So my suggestion for us to move forward with the process of Mrs. Bethel retaining full custody of her daughters.
All right. Are you Ms. Bethel?
Yes.
All right. How you doing?
Hi.
Yeah. So I'm glad you can make it out on short notice, even though I know you've been dealing with the situation for a while. So give us a little recap of is it one child in question? Is it two?
No, I have twins, 17-month-old twins, 17-month-old twins, a male and a female. They are currently in the physical custody of their grandmother, which is Shirley May Walker. It was a mutual decision between myself, their father, and their grandmother, which is Shirley. For reasons of stabilizing the family, being the twins, father separated. I had been home with them. He basically abandoned us. I had been home with them, and I kind of had to force him to step in and physically help me take care of them so I can get back to work and get back on my feet. He is a ward of the state. He's currently on probation. I'm not sure for how long, but he doesn't have the devices to provide for the family. Since I took it upon myself to go ahead and, get back in the workforce and do what I needed to do to provide for my family. So the children were removed from our house in Germantown to their grandmother's house.
In what section in the city?
Germantown.
She's in Germantown?
No, she's currently in, I guess you call it the Manchester section of West Philly, near July and Belmont. They live on Belmont Avenue. So in the midst of the children staying with her, he and I had some conflicts, some unresolved conflicts, which kind of led to a tense situation. There really is no resolution between our parentship, our co-parentship.
So now he's incarcerated?
No, he's not currently incarcerated. He just, he was going
When did it all stop? When did it start going wrong?
It started to go wrong in, this is March, I would say the beginning of February. I found a transitional housing program in Westchester who had space for me and my 3 babies. So I told Shirley Walker that I wanted the children to move with me to Westchester while I completed the program. And
because they'll give you housing?
Yes, that was part of the program.
Now, all right, well, did you all start a claim in Philadelphia Family Court?
Yes, that's how she was able to get, physical custody on paper for the children. She lives in a housing authority, she has a housing situation. Yes, that's, so with the children staying with her, she will be eligible for a bigger home. They're currently staying in the 2-bedroom apartment. So her getting custody on paper of the children would allow for her to get a bigger home to provide more space for the babies and their father, who
right, so now you just want total custody back, basically.
Right, because it's in a situation, you know, where she's threatening me, I'm being disrespected. Anytime I try to reach out to them, she's told me that I can't come see my children at her home. And, you know, with me working, and I just moved, so I have a lot on my plate, and I still need, not necessarily her support, I still need their father's support, because he's still responsible. I want him to be held accountable for his children, and to also participate in their daily lives and their upbringing and their well-being.
Have you ever initiated a claim with him? No? It was just between his mother and you all in family court? It was never between?
He doesn't have any means of providing for them. So he wasn't, it didn't matter what he thought or anything. You know, and it happens a lot in our community with
His mother. So it seems, just from looking at this, that this was an agreed order. That you all signed and agreed to. So it seems as if all the terms are up to you guys. All right. Well, we do. What is your faith, by the way? You have a faith? Are you a person of faith? What about her? And is she attending? She's an active participant? Okay. You said she's Baptist? Right. Well, we do find, I do find that you have adequate evidence to bring it into our court, mainly because it was agreeable. Meaning that this order was made mutually between you all. Because if it had been another case, we would have to maybe issue you an advocate to help you through that whole mess. But since this is an agreed thing from the beginning, it doesn't look like, I don't see anything from the court saying that what they want.
Right.
It's something that you all want. Yeah, so that's great. And that's promising, I should say. And so at that rate, I have to decline you, Chief Osiris, as far as moving forward, because she did not get enough notice. We don't know Ms. Walker's schedule, and we do know that, she needs some more notice, at least 3 days. What I'm talking about is from our perspective. I never got the order until yesterday. I never got the actual summons and everything until yesterday. So you may have verbalized it to her, but I couldn't move forward to rule in your favor because I only got the order yesterday. It's just summons. That's fine, but she doesn't have any notice at all. Well, she has, we can give her till April 11th is our next day, and then she doesn't show up at that time, we can move forward. Well, we will go over what you want and what resources you have, and realistically see what should be on the order. Because say she doesn't show up, but then at the end of it, you don't even have a job, and next week, who knows? So we'll have to revisit that then, but we could have made more solid now if she had shown up or had adequate notice. If she had 2 weeks' notice, we would move forward. But she doesn't have any notice from us. She just got word of mouth from you all, but with nothing on paper, and I wouldn't be able to breach this without that notice.
Well, actually, she did have paperwork. She was serving.
No, she didn't get that paperwork to yesterday. The one that
Oh, okay, I see
yeah.
what you said. Not enough adequate time.
Yeah, it's just not enough adequate
Right.
time. Because you're talking about parental rights, and you're talking about, yeah. So we could, and you have an order here too. Even though this order is more favorable for you.
Okay, so come next week, come April 11th.
Yes.
And she does not.
She does. If she doesn't show up, we will move forward with your case and with your needs and what you like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was concerned about that. I was really praying and willing that she showed up. But yeah, she does. She definitely has some mercies. You can't really do it. It's only had a few days from our side that I can justify to say, I gave you notice. You know, so we like to do things so that we don't have no appeal. You know, if you know what I mean. We don't want any appeals in our process. So we don't really want to do anything that will be able to have them read or unwind it. If you kind of know what I mean.
Okay, so outside of the time sensitivity issue,
Say it again.
outside of the time sensitivity issue, what rights does she have? Okay, I see that, we agreed to give her physical custody of my children for an undetermined amount of time.
That's the point.
Right, so she comes in on April 11th, and what happens?
Well, I mean, because she still has to give her side and then go from there. Since this was agreeable, it wasn't forced on you.
Right.
So we're not treating this as you have a problem.
Okay.
So that's basically what it is.
Right.
We're not considering that you have any issues in life.
Right.
Because this was done out of free will and out of being proactive.
Right.
So that's fine. We would just want to ask her what is her situation now and why does she want, what does she have to say the reason why she's doing all this?
Right. Okay.
We
That's
need
what I
to
wanted to understand.
we need to know why she's doing this and why, since the physical part of physical custody is arranged by you all, why didn't she come to any terms? She should have come to some terms, meaning that she should have said, well, come get him on the weekend, something. But if she's avoiding the whole conversation, that's a problem, even to this order. So so at this point, we have to reissue a summons for her for April 11th, 1 o'clock. And we'll go from there. If she doesn't show up, then well, because once I send our order over to Philadelphia Family Court, they're going to ask that. She needs to have notice. You don't want her to get out of it. Yeah, because then they're going to say, she can say, I had to work that day. You make it up. What I'm trying to say is, when you don't have notice, you can say anything, and they'll throw it out. So you don't want her to be able to unwind what you're doing, especially with something small as that.
I mean, can it come to that because she doesn't believe that this is an actual matter? She told me that the document that she received was forged. She told me that
It was forged?
Yes, that's what she told me.
Like from your signature or his signature?
There was I had my signature on the copy that she was served, and she told me.
It was a forgery.
Yes, she told me she was going to take me to court for forgery. I guess when she saw that it was a court document, and she thought that I had made it up or something. So she said.
Oh, okay. Well, that's neither here nor there. That's understandable, somewhat, because it's a new court. People don't know. So, but that's not going to be sufficient for her to get out of anything.
Right.
So yeah, no, she won't even get out of there. If she had noticed, we'd be dealing with it right now. But I don't want any problems with your case when we send this order over to family court and they scrutinize it and pop it right out. Yeah, so thank you for your patience, and we'll work. We'll get her here, and we'll strive to get her in here and have one of the advocates make a phone call on top of that too, not you, but Enrique Nixon, respondent. And this is a visitation issue wherein Mr. Nixon petitioned Kings County Family Court in Brooklyn to take a child from Philadelphia and cart them away to Brooklyn. And they had let him do this successfully a few times. So we're very happy and pleased that we were there this time. We talked to Judge Silvera from Kings County Court. He was very happy to know about our court. He was very happy to dismiss his case. And so, mainly because we ruled first, so he was happy. He said, well, y'all ruled on it, I'm sticking with y'all order. And so the order, and now that 27th day of March 2015, after hearing the plaintiff's evidence, the following order is entered for the respective child. Full name Nazira Dixon, date of birth July 13, 2010 rather. Ordered that Muriel Stevenson maintain the legal custody and primary physical custody of the child, Nazira Dixon, a minor, and Mrs. Stevenson's maternal granddaughter. Ordered that Muriel Stevenson report to the conference room A beginning April 11th on 1 o'clock, 4 p.m. for a supervised visit to the child's father. Ordered that Enrique Nixon responded to and the child's father also reported to the conference room A in the back, adjacent to courtroom 304 for a supervised visit with his daughter, Nazira Nixon, on Tuesday of Saturday, April 11th. Ordered that Enrique Nixon report to, for future supervised visits with his daughter, Nazira Nixon, on the following dates and times. April 11th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., April 20th, 6 to 8 p.m., May 9th, 2 to 4 p.m., May 18th, 6 to 8 p.m., June 4th, rather, 6 to 8 p.m., June 30th, 6 to 8 p.m., July 16th, 6 to 8 p.m., July 28th, 6 to 8 p.m., August 12th, 6 to 8 p.m., August 29th, 2 to 4 p.m., September 9th, 6 to 8 p.m., and September 22nd, 6 to 8 p.m., October 7th, 6 to 8 p.m., October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m., November 7th, 2 to 4 p.m., November 19th, 6 to 8 p.m., December 2nd, 6 to 8 p.m., December 30th, 6 to 8 p.m. Supervised visitation in terms. All visitations shall occur in the presence of a court-appointed advocate and bailiff in accordance with the protection orders against Mr. Nixon. Parenting classes, attendance, and payment of associated costs for the parenting classes by our court is highly